I know the frauds that the Philadelphia fan are.
Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Listen, before we get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let you know that this video is brought to you by Manscaped. Big Manscaped in the building. Use code Brunson, save 20% off, get the free shipping, and the free shipping I for that for y'all. So listen, man. Loot Mogul, they back at it again, man. It's time to feel the adrenaline rush, man. You know what I mean? Tap in with your favorite, and I do mean your favorite, influencer-led crypto gaming platform, Loot Mogul, as they present this Super Bowl weekend, matchup. Listen, man, you could join me there from the 10th to the 14th of February, play like a champion, and win amazing rewards up to $1,000. Yes, you can become a gaming master without leaving the comfort of your home. Are you ready for the real action? So tap in with Loot Mobile and get in with that. You're going to get the link to my game in the description. Go win the bread, man. I tell y'all about this all the time. Listen, what was Jerry Jones talking about, though? How dare Jerry Jones, you know what I mean? How dare he address us like that as fans? I mean, come on. What's up with you, Jerry? Like, you gotta be an owner, man. You gotta see. This is your problem, Jerry Jones, and I'm gonna talk directly to you. Your problem is you always in the spotlight. I can never see Jeffrey Lurie walking around trying to get an interview. And then when he does get said interview, he not gonna bring up the Dallas Cowboys fans. That was just classless, if you ask me. It's cool, the little back and forth dialogue. I expect it from our fan base to their fan base, but our fans are getting under the skin of an owner of one of the richest franchises on the planet. Come on, that's a win for us, Jerry. Thank you for the shout out, but worry about yourself over there. Worry about yourself, because you know what I mean? You talking to the people at the top of the mountain. Now, y'all can beat your chest all y'all want about the things y'all did a long time ago, but who's the last team to win the NFC Championship out of this division? Who's the last team to win the Super Bowl out of this division? It's us. Bottom line, it is us. It is us who got the most playoff wins in the last 20 years out of all the teams in the division. It's us. So you need to be focusing your energy on trying to be like us, man. We ain't trying to hear all that, man. Listen, man, they talked about Jason Kelce possibly this being his last year coming up, you know what I mean? And now it's almost a 100% chance that Jason Kelce will return for the Philadelphia Eagles this upcoming season. And that's great news. I'll tell you why. Because he sees something in his team. You know what I mean? He enjoys playing with the guys that he's playing with. He enjoys putting in that type of work with those guys. The Mylatas, the Lane Johnsons. He enjoys it. He enjoys the way we play. You know, it fits how he wants to play. He wants to get out and hit people in his final years, and he was able to do that. It also benefits us in a way that we don't have to reach for a guy like Tyler Linderbaum. Now, a lot of people might think that there's not a reach, Linderbaum this, Linderbaum that, but it's not a good pick. Like I definitely wouldn't draft Linderbaum now while Kelce's coming back. It just doesn't make sense to do something like that. Although a lot of people are telling us we need to draft his replacement. We can draft his replacement in like the 4th year, have him sit behind the Hall of Famer, have him get taught and learned up by the best offensive line coach in the game in Stoutland, and then we can bring him on when Kelce retire. It don't make sense to get a guy who's a day one starter. Linderbaum is a day one starter in a lot of people's eyes. He probably is. It don't make sense to bring in a day one starter to sit behind a guy who gonna get all the snaps. He's playing at a level. He was first team All Pro. He's playing at a really, really high level right now. So, you know, it just don't make sense to even be looking at a center this early in the draft. It just don't make sense to me. 4th round, I get it. It doesn't mean you don't need a center, but you could kind of, pull back on when you're going to grab this center. So I'm really, really glad to have Jason Kelce back. That gives us some continuity with the offensive line. Jalen Hurts is still developing. He needs that continuity as well. So it's just a good all-around situation for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's the best center in football. And he's coming back. He's a man of the people. He's a crowd favorite. He don't gotta ever pay for a bear in this city. Legendary Super Bowl speech. Jason Kelce is that guy in the city of Philadelphia. So to hear that he's coming back is just a great weight lifted off my shoulder, because the development of Jalen Hurts rides on key pieces like that guy coming back. The offensive line was really, really good. Really, really good. If Jalen Hurts was that terrible, I think Kelce might have hung it up. There's no point. But Kelce thinks they're making positive strides, and that's all that matters. Because they are making positive strides. They're ahead of schedule. And I'm glad to have Kelce back. reports come out that Devonta Smith is not totally ruling out, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, he's all for getting a veteran wide receiver in the building. That just speaks to the maturity of him. If, you know, a lot of these young guys, a lot of these arrogant young stars will come out and say statements like, well, you know, we good at wide receiver. We good where we at right now. We can get it done with the guys on this team. I mean, I don't doubt that we possibly could be better with the guys on this team, but Devonta Smith is looking to, you know, play with some guys that will elevate his level. His confidence is there. His maturity is there. He's not worried about if you go get a Devonta Smith because he's still he's you know, he ain't worried about Devontae Adams because he's Devonta Smith. You know what I mean? He's not worried about if you go get an Allen Robinson. He's Smitty. He's somebody himself too. And I understand that type of confidence, and I like that type of confidence, you know, from my wide receivers. So you got to make a move for a veteran wide receiver. We all know that. Everybody knows that. You know what I mean? Outside of Devonta Smith, nobody's really worth anything in the receiving core, respectfully. You know what I mean? So it makes sense to go out there and get a veteran guy who can help Devonta Smith and help Jalen Hurts at the same time. This is not all about, you know what I mean, just getting the star in the building. It's about getting the best star in the building, honestly. And I think if you get a big body deep threat guy like a Mike Williams, I think it could work. I think Allen Robinson could work with his savvy route running ability. But I want a guy with a crazy catch radius because Jalen Hurts isn't like the most accurate guy in the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's no knock to Jalen Hurts. But I want a guy that if you could just throw it near him, he has the ability to bring that in. It ain't got to be the best ball all the time. It's a lot of guys, a lot of quarterbacks have made contract extensions who've made millions of dollars playing this game because they had wide receivers that could help them out with some of the errant throws that they were making. You know what I mean? Pinpoint accuracy is great. It's something that you would like to have, but pinpoint accuracy doesn't stop drop passes. It doesn't stop a lot of that stuff. Sometimes you just need a go-getter from the wide receiver position. A big guy that can just climb the ladder, high point the ball, and make it happen. Arcega-Whiteside was supposed to be that for us, but Arcega-Whiteside is just turning out to be a guy who just can block on run plays and wide receiver screens. You know what I mean? We were really limited in the passing game. Some of that was due to the development of Jalen Hurts, and some of that also was due to, you know, the underdevelopment of the wide receiver roster. Rager can't do everything. Arcega-Whiteside can't do everything. We only have one wide receiver on the roster that can do everything, and that's Devonta Smith. Quez Watkins is coming close. He's still working up. His route running is getting better by the game. You know what I mean? But these other guys, man, they got to catch up, or it's going to be a long season as far as the passing game goes. You know what I mean? So let me know what y'all think in the comments about Kelce returning. Let me know who you would prefer. Who would you prefer as a free agent signing for the wide receiver core? And you know the Super Bowl is tomorrow. We're gonna chop that up as well. We're gonna talk about these things. And it's just great that the offseason is starting because we're in a prime position with all the assets that we have and with a little bit of money that we got coming in, you know what I mean, to spend on free agencies to make some stuff happen, man. So you know the vibes.